Hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today we're gonna take a quick look at our newest primary weapon, the Baza. I have no idea how to pronounce that, so from now on I'm just gonna call it Billy. Now Billy is a submachine gun. He's definitely not the first submachine gun in the game. I think something like the Grakata would also qualify for a submachine gun, but he is the first silent submachine gun. Billy is also very tame, especially when compared to the other weapons that we have in the game that tend to be more on the bombastic side of things. Billy is more sort of realistic-ish. If you want to get your hands on this weapon, you can get the blueprint from the Tenno lab in your dojo. Now, we haven't had enough time to actually research it yet, so I don't know what the build requirements are, but the research requirements aren't too bad. It needs 10,000 credits, 1,500 alloy plates, 5 morphics, 1,750 salvage, and 300 plastids, and this is of course scaled up based on the size of your clan. Billy requires you to be at least mastery rank 7 and he does 16 damage with each shot. 5.8 is impact, 6.7 is puncture, and 3.5 is slash, so the damage spread is pretty well balanced. He's sporting decent crit chance of 26%, very nice crit multiplier of 280%, though he only has 10% status chance. He has 800 rounds in total, 40 rounds in the magazine, fires 16.67 rounds per second, and has a very snappy reload time of 1.4 seconds. And on top of all of that, Billy is also incredibly accurate and has no recoil whatsoever. So it's kind of hard to find any faults with the weapon, however there are a few. First of all, the damage fall off. It starts at 22 meters and ends at 34, so it's basically like a shotgun and it's only effective at short to medium range. And second of all, and this is something that may get fixed in the future, the reload can be unresponsive at times. Sometimes I press the reload button and the weapon just doesn't reload, and it has the same issue that the Vectis had before Plains of Eidolon, so there's a short delay before the weapon starts reloading automatically once you empty out your magazine, though this can be bypassed by pressing the reload button. It's definitely not a big deal, it's just a little bit irritating from time to time. Now the build I decided to use is, surprise surprise, a crit-based hunter munition build that requires 2 Forma where you add 2 Vs. It's running Serration for more damage, Split Chamber for multi-shot, Point Strike for crit chance, Vital Sense for crit damage, Argon Scope for even more crit chance on a headshot, Hunter Munitions which gives you a 30% chance to leave behind a slash proc when you crit an enemy, and finally we have Rhyme Rounds and Malignant Force for viral damage and more status chance. This synergizes really well with the slash procs from Hunter Munitions because it essentially makes them do double damage. Now Billy is a bit of a beast, as you can see right here. The high crit chance with high crit multiplier just synergizes really well with a Hunter Munition setup. This weapon just does an absolute truck ton of damage, and it doesn't matter if the enemy is a bombard with loads of alloy armor, a heavy gunner with loads of ferrite armor, an infested unit that has a ton of health, or even one of the beefier corpus units like Corpus Techs or Wardens that have an arseload of proto shields. Billy just doesn't give a damn. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, this weapon is also completely silent, but it's very different to the other silent weapons that we have in the game, because most of them just do a ton of damage with each shot. Billy doesn't. Which means that if you're fighting stronger enemies, you are not going to kill them with the first shot and they will be alerted, so you don't get the affinity multiplier. However, it does not alert the entire planet like the other rifles do, so it's actually really nice for stealth-based characters. And I've really been enjoying it on my Loki. I actually remembered one more downside that I forgot to mention earlier. The magazine size is pretty small for the amount of fire rate you have, and you're gonna be reloading sort of every 2 to 3 seconds with this. However, this is once again not that big of a deal because you can use mods to increase the magazine capacity, so the only real downside of this weapon is the short range. And if that doesn't sound like a big deal to you, you know, the weapon having short range, you should definitely pick it up because this weapon is just awesome. I love it. It's kind of funny, you know, in a lot of other shooters, this weapon would be like the most boring thing ever. Another silent submachine gun with minimal recoil. But in Warframe, that's actually kind of unique. It's really cool to play with something a little bit more grounded every now and then. So yeah, Billy the Baza gets a big thumbs up from me. It is an awesome weapon and you should definitely check it out. And that's pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching, as always, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.